cookies are good, but they make my mouth taste like plastic.
I don't think they should do that. Should they?
Probably not.
Mine don't taste like plastic. I don't know. Wait, I thought you were sitting here.
No, I can sit over here.
Are you sure? You don't want to sit here though.
That's okay.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
It's okay. We can switch. I'll sit in this one.
No, it's fine.
Are you sure? Okay. If you're sure. Ooh, I don't know. Because I'm still sick.
No, it's just cold in here. Please have a warm cookie to make your mouth taste like plastic.
Let me see. No, it tastes plastic. Or maybe.
Maybe I'm simply dying. Wouldn't that be fun?
No. Oh, I forgot my water. Sorry.
You're fine.
Maybe you can just taste the more subtle things.
More
Perhaps.
subtle things of pot of
A connoisseur of plastic, perhaps.
You know, just.
I feel so gross. I just hope no one thinks I have COVID.
No, I don't think so.
Because when me and Healy were out, I was like, I know those people are looking at me like I have COVID, and I swear I don't.
I'm gonna try stereo. Which one is that? Link circles? I don't know if this is gonna do anything especially different, but we'll just try to use one mic today.
Okay.
I don't know how well this is gonna work. Hi, Cam. Have you seen this yet? My little beginning.
Yeah.
screen?
Oh, I was looking at it while you're getting
but
the
then
cookies.
look. So it does that, but then I press begin.
Oh.
Yeah. That's it.
I just got Healy into Clone High.
Good.
She'd never heard of it before.
A lot of people haven't.
But she loved Total Drama. So I just kind of, I don't know why.
So did I, but I also haven't heard about it.
Huh. Wow. That's him.
No, fuck. I saw it and it just went away.
There he is. The man, the myth, the legend.
Special guest, JFK. I patched his head back together. I put a little band-aid on it. He's doing fine. He's great.
After the car accident, he was never really the same.
Yeah, he just he lost a little bit of himself. He slurs his words sometimes. It's unrelated.
I'm totally unrelated.
JFK after his father figure was murdered by a cat girl. Cam, how does it sound if we just use one mic? What if I... I didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
Or not. Fuck. Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Tis the season.
Made the ghost ones. They taste like plastic to me for some reason.
I don't taste it though, so I don't know. Maybe you're getting like hints of something else.
Hints of plastic.
Hints of plastic. No, little notes of plastic.
Trying to figure out if I can like lower the opacity of it, so it's just like barely there, and so people are looking and they're like, "Is that JFK?"
It's like a ghost, so he's like kind of faded in the background.
That didn't fucking work at all. All right, whatever. This bit's over. Tired of that bit.
Excuse me. I do not have COVID. Like, disclaimer. We should put a disclaimer.
I mean, I feel like if you're here, then they're gonna assume that you don't have COVID.
Well, I actually have some news.
Moo-hoo.
When me and Haley were talking about it, and she was saying how she was signed on to like this project with Netflix, and so they all got like all the actors and actresses got like COVID testing beforehand.
Oh, they all just got COVID.
But they didn't wait for the results to come back. They just started filming, and Haley was like, "Are we supposed to wait for the results to come back?"
That's a little sus.
And I guess the project people were like, "Oh, if it's negative, you don't get a result." And Haley was like, "Clearly
not true.
Clearly not." So she just didn't go, and she reported them to SAG. Yeah. And she was like, I felt bad like not going, like not going without like explaining myself, but I was just like, literally no one had their results yet, so there was no way of knowing.
Yeah, that's scary. What the fuck?
And you're like in a building in like the same space, not wearing masks because you're actors. So I was like,
imagine
wow.
if like media after 2020 just like started coming out and like actors were all wearing masks and stuff.
That would be interesting.
Relics of a past.
It's like a green screen mask, so they can still put their mouth.
Oh, that would be so weird.
We should try that. See what happens.
Just gonna make a mask out of this.
You could.
I'm like maybe waiting for more people to show up.
Yeah.
I don't know if they will. Who knows? I think
No
I did all
worries.
the proper stuff.
There is no rush. I'm just so phlegmy. I didn't know my body could produce this much phlegm. It's so gross.
Mucus backwards has cum in it.
Oh yeah, I guess it does, huh? The muke part.
It's
all coming together.
Cum. Steven Universe cum.
Oh, I don't like that. I mean, in Spanish should just be like your cum. I guess. Su cum.
Wouldn't be his or her, like
Oh,
their
wait.
cum.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. I'm not actually Latino, just so you know.
I am.
Wow, we just switched.
Hey, Rambo. Rambo, this is my girlfriend. I don't know if you've been to one of these before, but this is my girlfriend Andrea. On Sundays, we do podcasts together.
Sorry, I'm sick.
Sick
I'm just gonna be
as
gross.
fuck.
No. Actually, though, I just got over a head cold.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. I'm just glad.
Yeah, Rambo, I saw that. I saw that you were all in fucking Northridge, and I was not invited at all, so... Don't know what that's all about. I think they were doing, like, wedding suit shopping or whatever.
Oh, someone getting married?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love weddings. I haven't been to one since I was like 10, but I love weddings. I think it's because I got to sing at it, and I was like, wow, what an honor. You want me, a 10-year-old, to sing at your wedding?
It's like that one podcast with the, where they came in, they were just like, oh, do you want to, like...
Marry us?
Yeah, marry us.
Yeah. Just love weddings, that's all. So I'm still waiting for Lauren to invite me to hers. I want to be a bridesmaid.
Oh, are they Fuji?
I want to be a bridesmaid so bad. Yeah.
Are they?
He hasn't proposed just yet, but they were gonna wait until they know because they were gonna wait until after she finished getting her master's in like teaching credentials.
Oh,
so I know it's like happening like in the next 2 years, and I just really want to be a bridesmaid.
Oh, I thought she was done.
She's done. Yeah.
Oh,
she's done. I think it's just gonna have she's still adjusting to the whole like teaching. Yeah, and also COVID too probably threw a wrench in that. So I'm expecting a wedding in a year or two.
What if they're just like, you're not invited?
I would be so hurt. I would be so hurt. She told me she would invite me like 3 years ago. Yeah.
She's like,
she better invite me.
She's like, I forgot.
It'd be so sad.
I'm sure you'll be invited.
No, you manifested it. No, she's not gonna invite me.
She's gonna like forget to send you an RSVP. She's gonna be like, where are you?
I know.
Why didn't you respond to my RSVP? And you're like, I never got one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll see. I think that's the only wedding I'm expecting in my circle soon. I don't know who else would get that I know, like closely, would get married soon.
I don't think I know of too many either.
Yeah.
I think maybe just the one that they were doing the suit shopping for yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Oh,
Speak
to the cookies.
I know. You can hear their screams.
I just like kind of saw it like on the screen, and I was like, maybe I should boom that, but it's not really If I push it too low, it's just gonna bop the table.
You know those things that you can stick in plants, and you can like hear what plants sound like? Dudes, the cookies. Maybe?
Those are wild.
That's weird because I'm wondering what vibrations they're picking up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or because sound usually travels in vibrations, right?
Yeah.
So.
And it's like always so like melodic and beautiful.
Yeah. So. It's like what is producing that vibration? I guess I don't know. The soul of the plant, maybe. I don't know. Perhaps.
Plant song instrument? I don't know.
I think it's like a detector.
Oh, Bamboo M is what it's called.
I think it's the long name Music of the Plants, maybe?
Yeah, Music of the Plants is like the brand.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. 437 euro
to hear plants sing.
Gargle my dick and balls.
Does this say or talk about the science behind it?
I'm like trying to find it, yeah. Because you can choose like root notes, scales, bass frequency, spatiality, chorus, reverb. Like there's a lot of like different like parameters that you can like change.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not really saying like the science behind it. It just says Yeah. With the bamboo, you can establish direct communication with the plant world through the language of music. This device shows that plants are able to learn and remember. It also allows plants to share how they're responding to and connecting with the surrounding environment, including humans. Bamboo M can be used in schools, gardens, health centers, nurseries, offices, art exhibitions, studios with musicians, medical and dental centers, or simply to create a calm and relaxing environment in your home.
Dental centers.
Yeah, but like it doesn't fucking
It
tell
doesn't
you what
say,
it
yeah.
does. This shit's fake.
Maybe it's a scam. Yeah. Maybe we'll never know.
Yeah, I'm like straight out trying to find this. Bamboo M real? But like, does it work though? That's the big question.
That's the question, yeah.
About us. Communication with the plant world. They created an instrument able to perceive the electromagnetic variations from the surface of plant leaves to their root system.
That kind of makes sense, actually, because that's how mushrooms communicate.
Electromagnetic?
I think it's electromagnetic. Yeah.
Science increasingly supports the concept that plants operate with an innate intelligence and logic diverse from our own. Yeah, because they're not fucking sentient. What?
I mean, you could argue.
No.
You could.
That plants have sentience?
Not like the way we think of it. It's like it's a concept really studied in mycology, which is the study of mushrooms. And it's like the idea that the way they're able to communicate with, they have these enormous root systems, and or something like a root system, and they can communicate with, other mushrooms like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a weird network. Like, the way they described it, it's not necessarily like conscious, but it could be, is what they're trying to hint at, theoretically. I was like, that's so weird to think about. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I feel like sentience and like consciousness are like very human centric like terms and definitions.
Right.
So I feel like I feel like we can't really apply that kind of language to like plants or like mycology or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's like it makes sense when it's like tuned like to them, but also it's like when you say like consciousness or when you say like sentience, it like implies a human level of like understanding and like subjectivity versus objectivity, which I don't think that plants and mushrooms are like capable of, because I don't think they can form opinions.
That's the thing. I don't know.
You go up to a mushroom, you're like, is this fertilizer okay? And they're just like, no. You're like, I'm so sorry.
Take the little microphone thing like people do for dogs, and they're like, here, sir. Yeah. And you just hear him go. Yeah, with the little sniffing sound. Yeah. That's the mushroom. Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird.
Probably a little weirder. But interesting.
Like, moving from plants to like electronics, earlier I had, or earlier like this week, or like last week, or at some point, I like randomly thought of a question or a situation. So like, let's assume that like we time travel backwards,
Yeah.
Let's pretend like we go to fucking early Victorian England, right?
Okay.
And then let's say like we bring a computer, we bring our like phone, or we bring something back with us. Will that work the same way that it does here? Because the like materials that exist inside it and like the code that exists inside it doesn't exist in that time period? Or is it still going to function the same as it does in this time period?
Well, if you can, assuming, following along the line that we traveled, you yourself traveled back in time and you were able to exist, even though technically you weren't a concept. Or not even a concept, like your parents probably weren't even a concept, your great-great-grandparents weren't even a concept. And if you can exist in that kind of time period, then I don't see why not. I don't see why
because I also thought of that, and then
Yeah.
like I spent like I was like driving somewhere, and I was just like having this whole conversation in my
Yeah.
head, but like I think that it makes sense for humans to go back in time and still exist because humans still
Already.
exist.
Oh.
So like if we're looking at like the map of like the universe in that time period,
Yeah.
humans are already like an established thing and we are humans. So if we move ourselves back there,
Yeah.
then we can still exist because the map of a human already exists.
Okay.
But if we like brought back like something technological, something like code, something that has like code or like hardware that doesn't exist, then like what happens to that, you know? Does it automatically then like force itself into existence? And does that change anything else along the way? Or does it just kind of like become a brick until we're back in a timeline where it can feasibly exist?
I don't know, because I mean, yeah, humans existed, but you know, our hardware, you know, like my hardware didn't exist, you know, if that makes sense, like
Like
the
you.
DNA, yeah,
Um,
like the DNA and all the, you know, all the different things that go into making
you,
me,
you.
including my experiences too,
Yeah.
like, you know, the memories and things, like I carry that with me wherever I go, and that's very unique to me, you know, if that makes sense. So technically I feel like it could apply to people too, but I don't know. I mean, technology, you're right, it wasn't even like that was like so far ahead, but I don't know, is it really all that different? I don't know, like the idea of technology being really different from like the unique genetic code and unique memory of a person, unique personality. If that makes sense? I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining myself well here, but I'm doing my best. I don't know.
I think that's a fair point, though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. My second thing I want to say, but I don't think it's gonna make sense because you haven't seen that at the museum. But
I have.
the second one
Maybe.
with the Smithsonian, I think. I think there's a scene where he
How many are there?
there's two. It's Ben Stiller, right?
It's Ben
Was it?
Stiller
Yeah,
for
Ben
both of them.
Stiller. He went back in time and he walked into that famous painting. You know, it's like when I think World War I is announced like over and that couple's like kissing. It's like the sailor dude dipping. He walked into that painting and left behind his cell phone, and that guy's name was Motorola. So when he found the cell phone, he was like, "Oh," and he made it. So like
So he lied.
I guess he did. Yeah. So, if he didn't go back in time, we wouldn't have Motorola. I don't know if that makes sense,
But would that have drastically altered our reality?
probably not. But then it kind of creates a weird loop because it's like it wouldn't have existed if Ben Stiller didn't go back in time.
Everybody say thank you, Ben Stiller.
I know. Thank you, Ben Stiller. Yeah, and he was like one of the original creators of like cell phones, or like the what we would know of like the flip phones.
The Razor.
So there you go. That probably would have no. We'd find Motorola. He'd make it.
Yeah.
He'd make it work.
Well, I don't know. When was World War I? Like the 30s?
It was 1914, I think.
Okay.
Like mid 1913 to 19 something.
So it was like 1913
Before
or so.
1920, that's for sure.
I don't know. I don't know shit about anything, but were like phones a thing by then? When did Mr. Alexander Graham Bell make the phone?
Before then, I think, for sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it like wouldn't be like super far off for them to realize like, oh, this is a phone, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you like showed an iPhone to like an early Victorian child and just liquefy their fucking brain.
They just faint and die from fever.
Dysentery.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm thinking about that horse. The poor Victorian horse.
Oh my god.
That was mauled. I feel
Hold on,
so
hold on,
bad.
hold on. I need to show this. This is the worst fucking thing I've ever seen. What was
But I
it?
feel
a
bad.
therapy horse, right?
Yeah, it was a therapy horse mauled by a pit bull. This gonna make sense in a second.
This is maybe the worst fucking thing that I've ever seen. Like, I don't mean to be rude, but it's horrifying.
Why did they give it a little hat? I don't... Why?
Oh, God. Looking at this makes me uncomfortable. God bless.
It's awful. Yeah, there
Look
it is.
at this. Look at this fucking
That
horse.
horrible Victorian horse.
This horse is on another level of fucked up, dude. Like, this just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so there was one time that I think you just brought it up out of nowhere, right?
We were talking about because you were saying the same thing. You were like, "Oh, things to show like a Victorian child."
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, "Did you hear about that horse that looked like it had the soul of a Victorian child?"
And
trapped
look at
inside?
it. Look at that. That literally, look at its eye, dude.
Kind of
That's
sunken in.
that's a person. That's a fucking person in a horse costume. And then this like weird little bulge on its head too.
It has like
Awful.
a weird. It's like a really weird miniature horse
Yeah.
breed.
And so
Species.
I like looked it up because I was like, I love you. I don't know what the fuck you're saying right now. And
It's all gonna make sense. It's all gonna make sense.
yeah, so one, worst fucking thing I've ever seen. Just absolutely awful. Two, apparently this one called Mozart and its like sister or something. I don't know. They were like a pair. Were found like mauled by like pit bulls in Florida or something. And this one fucking died. So not only did the Victorian child die like X amount of time ago, it fucking died in real life too.
If you die inside the game,
If you die in Victorian era England, you die in real life.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is awful. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Look at it. This baby's not even happy.
This baby's scared.
Yeah, this baby's terrified.
Scared. I think the sad part was that these therapy horses were for the Sandy Hook victims. So I think they could have done better. I think they could have found a better horse for that.
So these are like therapy horses, which I assume are like, therapy like dogs or like cats.
Yeah. There's
therapy pets.
Yeah.
And so and so they got these horses and they're like, yeah, let's get these horses to like be like empathetic and like help these kids that suffered from like the aftermath of the of like the Sandy Hook shooting. And then they bring this shit in. I'd be terrified.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They really didn't think that one through.
They really fucking didn't. Like, this next week we're gonna come back and this is still gonna be like here, and I'm gonna click the thing to like make it come back, and we're both just gonna shit ourselves. Fucking horrendous, dude.
Ghost of Victorian era horse child.
Straight up, like this baby's just not even having it. Like, look. The eye. Oh God.
He's like, I've seen evil. Wait, no, I know what the horse is telling the baby. And the horse, even now, the evil seed wants you.
The baby's like, Mom,
Mom, please,
Mom, I think we need to go.
Please. Yeah. Awful. That stuff. Not good stuff. Not awesome things.
Just directly behind us. Yeah, that baby's not having fun at all, dude. The mom was like, oh, let me bring you to this therapy horse. And the baby was like, I don't fucking understand English. Yeah. And then comes and sees this fucking monstrosity.
What if BoJack looked like that?
I would scream.
I mean, technically, because, well, no, it wasn't. I know it wasn't Victoria era, but they kind of had the same, his mom when she was alive, like the curly hair and the hats and stuff.
I think that was like
it was
30s, 40s.
World War I think too, because that's how the brother died, right? Or was that World War II?
I feel like it was probably World War II.
Probably World War. You're right. Yeah.
Because I think, well, okay, so I don't know. BoJack is what, like in his 40s, 50s?
I think it's his 50s by the end, right?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Midlife.
So I think that's like current time too. like 2018, 1920 kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if we
Perhaps.
like 1960 was when he would have been born, and his parents were already pretty old by then. So I would say
Probably World War.
yeah, probably World
Two?
War II
Could be World
for
War.
his
Yeah.
for his brother to have died,
Or for
and then he was
Beatrice's.
born after.
Yeah. I guess it was his uncle. For his uncle. Because if it was his mom's brother, yeah. I always thought that arc was so fucked up. I was like,
I remember a lot of people died. What is it?
What?
Unsheath.
Oh, I hated that. I really hated that.
BoJack is a good show. Everyone should watch BoJack.
It's really good.
If you haven't watched BoJack, you should watch BoJack. Turn off the stream and go watch BoJack. But keep on the stream in the background. I need numbers.
Yeah, BoJack is good. Sometimes I can still hear his voice, you know?
I'm just gonna delete that.
Yeah, it might
I could like
haunt
see
you.
I could see
Yeah.
like the thumbnail of the therapy horse on fucking my desktop. Awful. Atrocious. I never want to
Cursed.
see that shit
He's
again.
cursed. Yeah.
God, that's like singular eye is just gonna like haunt me. And
I'm sorry to show
for
you such,
what?
such cursed
For what?
content. I did not know it would affect you in this way.
It like doesn't like
Like, it disturbs me, but I'm like,
it like that's it. It just like disturbs me, and then like when I see it for like extended periods of time, then I'm just like, oh,
It's like Mark Zuckerberg.
God.
Yeah. You can't look at Mark Zuckerberg for too long.
Yeah, his aura like forcefully turns you away.
Yeah.
His weird little,
Creepy alien eye.
his fucked up little sunscreen face.
Yeah.
God, I hate him so much. He's gonna shut
Awful.
down my stream. He's gonna come in. He's gonna be like, "Hey, fuck you."
When me and Haley were having coffee yesterday, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want anyone to listen. I don't want you to be bugged or anything like that. But basically, we were talking about how we both were talking about like sometimes we just fantasize about, you know, the assassination of a certain political leader.
Oh,
and me and
fair.
me and Haley were like, God, I'm so wet right now. Yeah, we like fantasize about it often. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be the director of like this really awesome action movie where I get together like an elite group of people who kill said political figure, and then I'm gonna be executed.
Yeah, you'll have to be very careful about that.
Yeah.
Especially like even after the fact, because then people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's a little sus."
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to like change their name to like Donald Dump.
Yes. But yeah, I thought that was really funny because I was like, wow, we're always on the same wavelength.
I think about that sometimes too. I'm just like, maybe I'll just like go to DC and take one for the team.
One for the team. I was like, maybe I'll just catch COVID and then just
Take one for the team.
be like I'll pretend I can't speak English and just be like the racist stereotype, the Latina housemaid, and just cough on everything.
Cough and everything.
Yeah.
And
Just
then
like,
be-
he has to get it.
Just be found dead in like the Oval Office.
Yeah, I took one for the team. I'll do it. Apparently someone tried. Or someone showed up at the White House with like a bunch of knives or like a sword or some shit, and she was arrested, obviously. I was like, what's her bail fund? Let's get her out of here so she can finish what she started. Yeah.
I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, that's what Haley told me. She couldn't remember the name though, and I forgot to look it up, so I'm not sure. We're like not sure how true that is, but
Imagine
yeah.
they just like didn't publicize it that much because they were like, if we publicize it, then everyone's
And then
gonna
everyone's
come.
just gonna, yeah, honestly, we should just do the Bugs Life thing. Just like group together.
Yes,
just
we need
mob
an
the White
uprising.
House. Yeah.
We've got, like,
they can't
individual
arrest all of us.
states.
Yeah.
But now we need
Yeah.
to band together into a country.
Yeah. Just like, Bugs Life is a really good movie if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen
It actually holds up really well too,
yeah,
like the animation
it aged
and stuff.
phenomenally. Yeah. And wait, there was another movie that I watched not shortly after that, and Maya was like, "Why are you watching these anti-capitalist movies?"
Because that's the life we need to live, Maya.
Yeah, it was Robots.
Robots anti-capital? Oh,
It
it
is.
kind of is.
It kind of is because like they wanted to make all the older robots like outdated, so they would die off slowly. Like you could only live if you could buy upgrades. I was like, fuck, that really is good anti-capitalist rhetoric. Yeah. Robots is a good movie too.
That's what Gen Z is gonna do to the boomers.
Honestly. Yeah.
It's what they deserve.
Yeah. It'll be a poetic retribution.
When it starts happening, everyone's just gonna be like, wow, oh my god, this is just like robots.
Yeah. Yeah. Except reversed.
Robots. When did robots come out? When did Bugs Life come out?
Bugs Life definitely came out in late 90s. I know that. Like 98 maybe? 99? Robots came out I think in like 2010? 11 maybe? No, maybe 2007. 2007 rings
That's a
bell.
big jump.
Yeah. I think it was 2008. Maybe. 2009?
Just listing off years. You're like,
I
one of these
know.
has to
One
be
of
right.
them's gonna stick, right?
Robots.
2005! Wow, I was way off.
What the fuck are... Oh.
I think. That's what I'm looking at, but that might be something else. Yeah!
Holy shit.
That movie holds up really well, too.
Does it really?
Yeah, yeah.
Robin Williams is in it too, no?
Robin Williams is in it. Ewan McGregor? McGregor is the
main guy?
lead, yeah. And I was like, fuck, no wonder it's so good. All the talent, all the voice. Amanda Bynes is in it too. All the talent. It's kind of random.
Amanda Bynes has just kind of like disappeared, I think.
Yeah. I think Amanda Bynes, am I confusing her? No, I'm pretty sure it's Amanda Bynes, yeah. Take my word for it. Take my word for it.
You're probably right.
It deserved better.
Piper.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Piper?
The sister of Robin Williams in the movie.
Many characters. Oh wait, is that one?
Yeah, the
yellow one?
Yeah.
That's the love interest, right? Or no?
No.
Is
There's like another robot that's like that's the love interest right there.
Ew. There's no character there.
Yeah. Cause she's like in cahoots with like the 1%, but then
And then
not.
she's like,
then
oh,
she's like a class traitor.
actually, poor people aren't the devil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there you go.
Welcome to Anti-Capitalism 101, guys.
I think it's a good movie. It has.
I've only watched it like once, but I
You
remember.
can always watch it at my
I
house.
remember
I have a
enjoying
DVD.
You have
Yeah.
like every DVD
I
known
have
to man.
every DVD because my mom's a hoarder. Thank God. God bless. That's why I have all the Ghibli movies.
Ghibli movies, and you got like streaming services.
Yeah, we have the. What else? We have all like the popular streaming, not streaming, but like binge stuff, like Harry Potter, Star Wars. We have everything.
We don't support Harry Potter in this house.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we're worried about the DVDs. So.
Burn them. Burn
them. We have what else do we have? We have all of Indiana Jones on VHS.
Oh, shit.
It's a collector
Oh.
edition. Jurassic Park.
Even the fourth
VHS. Not the fourth one. I think that one's on DVD. We have all the old Disney classics too. That's why we didn't want to buy Disney Plus because we were like,
We already have everything.
we literally have everything, unfortunately.
And potentially more.
Yeah. What else? What else? We have a lot. I have all the How to Train Your Dragon movies.
Which I still need to watch.
They're so fucking good. I love How to Train Your Dragon. That's like one of... I was trying to make a list of my comfort movies, and I think my list is too long, because Maddie on... I follow her on Twitter, and she was posting that like trend where people were posting their top 4 comfort movies. You haven't met Maddie, but she's good friends with Kyle. She goes to school in Illinois.
Illinois?
Yeah.
What the fuck is Illinois?
Yeah, for acting. She's also an actress. And she was posting like top 4 comfort movie trend thing. And I was like, damn, I have like 8 movies. I can't fit it all into, I can't condense it all into one post.
You can never be too comfortable, you know?
Yeah. And How to Train Your Dragon was like close to top because I love that movie.
Yeah, I still need to watch like any similar. I read the books when I was.
You told me, yeah.
I read the books like a bunch. Every time I went to like the library or the school library or anything, I would just go fucking ape shit, and I'd be like, "Give me the book," because the books were made in like a really like interesting like style.
Yeah, I never read them, but I heard.
It's like hardcover and stuff, which is like all, you know, fine and good and whatever.
Yeah.
But the pages inside, like all the illustrations are drawn as if like Hiccup himself like drew them.
Yeah,
because the book
okay.
I don't know if the story if the movie is like exactly the same, but basically it's Hiccup like telling his story, and
Yeah,
so the way
it's
that
kinda.
the book functions is that
Mhm.
he is like he's like writing it, like it's his like journal or his diary or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
And so all the illustrations in there are like made so that it looks like Hiccup drew them. And then like the pages are like they're not clean cut, so it's like all like ruffled up as if like
So,
it was
yeah,
like
so it looks
torn
like an
and stuff.
actual-
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's really cool. And that was like why I
Very
got
cool.
it at first. I was like, what's this shitty ass book? And then I read it and I was like, this is not
Word?
a shitty ass book.
Dragons? Yeah.
Dragons?
Yeah.
And then I was awakened.
It doesn't really follow like a specific, like it doesn't seem like it's, you know, we're reading his journal for sure, but it definitely, it's just very centered around Hiccup. So, you know, like it's his origins, basically his origin, him and Toothless, and the music fucks me up every single time.
Yeah, you sent me that one about like
Such
the
an
score.
incredible score. John Powell and someone else, I forget. But it was mainly John Powell, I think, that orchestrated most of it and wrote most of the music, but God, it blows me away every time. Such a
Blows you?
yeah, it blows me. And so it really stunning, really phenomenal. And the animation was so ahead of its time. It came out the same year of Guardians of Gahul. And not gonna lie, Guardians upped their game a little bit more with their animation, but both are still such visually stunning movies.
Guardians? Whoa.
Both came out in 2010.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't know. I'm like thinking about it, and then
Please watch Guardians of Gahul if you haven't. It's really fucking good. And we slept on it.
I
As a
also
nation.
haven't watched it.
As a nation, we have slept on that really beautifully animated and nuanced film. Mm-hmm. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
No, you're
No,
fine.
it's rough.
I'm like thinking about like Guardians of Gahul and How to Train Your Dragon, and it's just like,
Very different styles.
why does Gahul look so much like cooler?
I think well, they're also were done by totally different studios. You know, DreamWorks versus Warner Brothers.
Oh,
And I think
I thought they were both DreamWorks. Never
No,
mind.
no. DreamWorks, I think, was going for more like a little bit less like hyper realistic and a little more, you know, cartoonish. Not quite cartoonish,
Yeah.
but a little more, you know, a little more
Kid-friendly.
like, yeah, a little bit more, I guess a little not like fluid, but definitely like inspirations from 2D animation. Whereas Guardians of Gahul took that and added hyperrealism to the mix. So you could see each individual feather on each owl. You can see their irises and the colors. You can see the each droplet of rain. So, but they also added really beautiful expressions. Like these owls aren't, the whole
These owls
time.
are fuckable.
Yeah. Oh, Naira, the evil
Oh.
owl, is so fucking hot. It's just so hot.
Twitch is like, do we cut
I
this?
gotta go. Yeah, it's a really good movie. And I know a lot of people like gave it shit 'cause like Zack Snyder
Damn,
directed
man.
it.
Who?
Zack Snyder?
Who the fuck is that?
He like does action movies, but he's notoriously not like. He's not very like. I don't know how to describe it. He's very like cishet white man, you know.
Ugh.
And I think people are like, ooh, Zack Snyder directed Guardians. Why am I gonna watch? I don't give a shit, you know, or it's probably gonna be bad or whatever. But no, I think the creative team behind it really carried it through, and they really kept it close to the books. So I think they did a good job. I think it was a really, really good movie, and I recommend it. That's all I have to say. I better get going. I'll be here next week.
This is just a movie review.
I'm sorry,
now.
I'm talking about movie reviews.
No, you're
Those
fine.
are my favorite movies in the
Talk
whole
about whatever you want
world.
on here. No limits.
I know, but you want to talk
No
about your thing
gods.
too. In Canny Valley. As well. We can
Oh,
save
yeah.
that for later.
Just go into it now, even. The main point of like what we were gonna talk about starting from like last week was oh god, I don't even remember like the prompt.
It was an article.
Yeah, so there was like an article that said something along the lines of like the existence of the uncanny valley in humans implies some sort of existential terror that like caused us to evolve to be afraid of things that look like humans but are distinctly not. And so it was like you know, what I don't know, what happened basically.
Mm-hmm.
Keep spilling fucking lighter fluid. I'm gonna blow up.
You want to wash your hands?
Nah, it's fine.
You're sure?
Yeah. I'll just blow up. It's fine.
Please do not blow up. Not before me, at least. Not before. Dare you? Ugh.
I'm almost done. Holy shit, that's a big one.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Like, I just like randomly remembered these because like apparently I wasn't putting enough like lighter fuel in there. Because I was like, yeah, I don't really use those anymore because they run out of fuel like super fast. And then someone was just like, you're just not putting enough in there. And then so now here I am.
Here you are. Yeah. All right. So
But
I remember my first.
It was like there was like an article done. There was like multiple like research papers written on it. And okay, so first I guess Uncanny Valley. Yeah. Uncanny Valley is basically when you look at something that is like supposed to be something, but it's like distinctly like not. But it like what's a good like mannequins. Mannequins I think are a pretty good like example of Uncanny Valley because you know that they're supposed to be like humans and whatever, but you know that it's not a human. And so there's people that like look at mannequins and they feel like distaste, they feel like mildly uncomfortable, maybe afraid because they're just like, what? Ew. Something about this is weird. Like, I know that it's supposed to depict a human, but it makes me violently uncomfortable because I know that it's not. I think clowns also because like you know that it's a human, but there's something about it that's just like off. So it's like the really big feet, the painted skin.
And just the personalities too.
Yeah, personality.
Like the maniacal laughing.
I'm like trying to think of like other examples.
Let's see.
I think
I think sums it up really well.
Hyper realistic video game models.
Yeah, or even just like, I don't know, when you think like you see like a silhouette like watching you.
Yeah.
From like a window or so, and then, you know, it just turns out to be stuff piled on each other. But the fact that you thought it was someone watching you was like already very creepy. I was gonna say, you saying that though made me think of the video of the cat that was Lucky Stop, where he was that was it. I think he was afraid of something that looked like him, but distinctly was not.
Oh, the
Skyrim, yeah, because the Skyrim dude was like a cat head on a human's body, and that cat was super disturbed.
Yeah. So it's just stuff like that. It's just like where the resemblance is like uncanny to the point where it makes you feel uncomfortable because there's something wrong with it that you may or may not be like able to like pinpoint. Right. And so like the article basically was saying like, oh, why like does this exist? Does the Uncanny Valley experience also exist in other mammals and other like primates, that kind of stuff? And someone took like that idea and then blew it up a little bit more, and they're like, okay, but if this exists, then why did humans need to evolve to like have that like feeling of discomfort when they see something that's like or too familiar? And so they were just like, oh, it must have been fucking like aliens or something. Something humanoid must have haunted us and terrorized us in the past, enough to the point where we developed an evolutionary tactic to stay away from those things.
Right.
And I wish I remember what like the article said, but I think like fuck, there was like a phrase that they used a lot, and it was like cognitive recognition or something like that. I don't remember fully what it was. But a lot of the papers basically argued that it's just like that, like there's no like that the Uncanny Valley is basically like explainable because of this like phenomenon that exists, and it's like, okay, that makes sense, but then again, like it leads us to the point of like why does that exist? You know,
right?
Because like if you other mammals and like primates and stuff, like there's been instances where people have like introduced like monkey toys with like the symbols and shit into like monkey enclosures, and it's immediately just like kind of adopted. They try to give it food, they try to like, you know, shelter it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think cats and dogs kind of recognize that like you know, things are also like, you know, representations of themselves, so they'll also try to like care for them. So what happened to humans in our evolutionary lineage that caused us to have to be afraid? And I don't know. I think it's aliens, or
It could be.
some kind of god came down and started beating some ass, and we just couldn't do anything about it.
I forgot what was my initial take on this.
Well, I don't remember. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I guess, I don't know. A part of me like wondered if it was evolutionary, because it would have had to have been, you know, perpetuated over, you know, across different generations. And then we have you know, behavioral evolution, where you know, and epigenetics, which is kind of like the idea that certain genes are turned on and off throughout someone's lifetime depending on certain environmental stressors, or what that person has been exposed to environmentally. So it's definitely a chance that it is it is evolutionary, like an evolutionary trait that humans share. You know, to just be kind of like naturally afraid of things that look like us but aren't inherently aren't us. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I guess my question was, how far did this fear date back? Like, if there was a way to figure out when exactly this fear kind of manifested in people, like at what point in time, maybe that would give us some kind of clue to the picture, or some kind of puzzle piece.
I feel like if we were to go that far back and find where it originated from, we would also just find the cause.
Right, right. And I think my initial, you know, my I guess my little, as cool as it would have been if it was aliens, woo. My initial thought was maybe it was other humans, because, you know, really early evolutionarily speaking, you know, the first humans they weren't all the same. We weren't all the same. You know, we weren't all Homo sapiens. There were Homo sapiens, and there were, I think, other
Homo sapiens.
and there were like other, you know, Neanderthals. You know, so they, you know, humans were almost a little like speciated. They were almost like different species of humans, if you could call it that. I don't know if that's correct. Feel free to call me out if that's incorrect. I'm a wildlife biologist. I don't know shit about this. But
I have 3 viewers. I don't think anybody's gonna call you out. But
and at first I thought maybe, you know, that fear developed because when, for example, like a more, you know, more modern day Homo sapiens saw Neanderthal, and they were like, I know that's a human technically, but it's not me, so it's a threat, and I'm afraid. That was my initial thought. Perhaps.
But I'm not a wildlife biologist, and I also just don't know shit about anything. So, but like, if we look at like Neanderthals to like Homo erectus or like whatever the fuck, like, wasn't that all just like evolution? Like, didn't we come from like Neanderthals?
I think, if I remember correctly, where I read this, we technically only came from one species. The others died out. The other lineages died out. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like, so I know 4 things. I know like Neanderthal, Homo erectus, Homo sapien, and then I think we're Homo sapien sapiens.
I think
something like that. I don't know. Fuck. But if we assume that like those are the only 4 things that exist, which is far from the truth, but we're just gonna pretend like it is.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend, because I'm not an evolutionary.
Because we think about things.
Yeah.
Didn't Neanderthals evolve into Erectus, and then Erectus evolved into Sapiens, and the Sapiens evolved into Sapiens?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. Yeah. When I could be totally wrong. That's why I'm saying I don't think, but disclaimer, I never think, so. But
yeah, me neither.
I think we only came from the Homo sapien. We did the other species or other lines died out, and that's why we're only connected to one kind of.
But then where did the Homo sapiens come from?
Well, I think they all kind of diverged. I think there was definitely like one group, and then those four, we're gonna just say it's four for now, kind of diverged from that one, and then only one made it out. So technically, they all came from one. Does that make sense? Maybe. I don't know.
Fuck.
I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I think that's what happened. Yeah, or even then, maybe like, you know, we're all human, but also, you know, environmentally speaking, and also like, you know, like, yeah, I guess environmentally speaking, you know, everyone, you know, those humans kind of diverged in different ways, and that's why we made it out. But other kinds, species of humans did not. So.
Well, that changes things.
That was my understanding. I could be way off.
Oh, I don't know. Because, like, for me, what I was always thinking was that it was just, like, a lineage of, like evolution.
Yeah.
Because that's, like, you know, you see all those pictures and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just what it looks like. And so I was like, oh, okay, whatever. That's how it fucking worked.
It's more complicated, I think.
Yeah. But because of that, then I was like, okay, well, if we evolved from them, then we shouldn't have that issue of, like, seeing a predecessor and being afraid. But if we're all different species, then that changes it, because then they're no longer our predecessor. They're just kind of like a different thing.
They're existing at the same time. Yeah. Basically.
And so now, like, your theory makes more sense now. If, like, we saw a different, like, species and it was just like, oh, they're similar to us, but they're different. I don't know what they're capable of. I'm staying away.
Yeah.
Oh, it changes
so
things.
I think that could be what happened. Possibly. Alien theory is still cool, but
how does evolution work?
I think human evolution, no?
Okay, so like human evolution line, I guess. Don't ask me while I was looking at electric fence. Human evolution chart. Oh fuck!
I think there were. See, I think there were different kinds. Yeah. Yeah, you had Homo sapiens, Homo neanderthalensis, Homo heidelbergensis, Homo erectus. So, I think it makes sense. I think it stands to reason, you know. And I guess we all came from this one.
Whoa!
I think. And then it kind of see how they diverge. So I think it's really possible to say that we looked at these other humans. You know, technically we all came from, I think, this guy, for instance, 4 million years ago.
And it might have even just started like right here too.
Yeah.
With the 3 million years ago, because these existed at the same time, but are clearly very different. And so if they evolved into here and then we evolved into here, we probably were like, oh, they look similar to us, but something's wrong.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's possible.
Whoa.
It's possible.
Wild.
Yeah.
That kind of throws a wrench in like everything else, honestly.
Really? I mean, I don't know if it's
because I was operating
water.
I was operating on the assumption that fucking we all just were one like line of evolution. I didn't know that there was like branches and shit. We've learned something today. I've learned something today, probably.
Yeah. So I think I as like speaking as someone with a scientific background, that would be my first hypothesis or theory to look into. But yeah, who knows? Who can truly say? Because they didn't all exist at the same time. If you were looking at the chart, you know. So only really Homo sapiens and Homo neanderthalis were existing at the same time. But that might have been enough. Yeah,
but just like a little bit like off. But it still might have been enough.
It still might have been enough to, where these early humans were like roaming the earth and they would see, out of the corner of their eye, they would see Homo neanderthalis and they're like, fuck. Oh god, oh fuck. And they would,
Yeah.
And they'd panic. Because, it looks like them, the probably moves in the same way, bipedal, man, featherless. But, they were very distinctly different in terms of not even just bone structure, but genetically speaking, evolutionarily speaking. So, who knows? Maybe there was like maybe early humans experienced like a really weird war, like where for survival. Like maybe it was like a war over resources.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was
Could
just
be.
like because we were hunting things and we were like hunter gatherers, but so
Yeah.
were like Homo neanderthalis,
Yeah.
and so we just kind of like grew to be at odds against each other
Yeah.
because we had to compete for resources.
I think looking at the bone structure of Homo neanderthalis, I think they were stronger physically.
I think so too.
I think, and they had thicker skulls.
Yeah, because they were just kind of like more like brutish.
Yeah, so probably harder to kill. It was probably easier for them to kill a Homo sapien than vice versa. So maybe there was also that fear, like, oh shit, don't know how I'm gonna kill this guy. He's kind of unstoppable. But for whatever reason, Homo sapiens prevailed. And it might have been just chance, might have been just...
I think it was because we were able to kind of develop, like, a better, like, system of thinking. Because, like, if you think about, like, the Neanderthals, they're always, like, ooga booga,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also maybe, as maybe there's pros to having, like, strong bone structure, but also probably cons to it, too. There were probably a lot of health problems, health issues, so they're shorter lifespans, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird stuff to think about. Then you have to wonder, like, when did consciousness first come into human?
That was gonna be my next point too.
Yeah.
Because like if we like in the hunter gatherer like era, everything was strictly just kind of like survival of the fittest kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it's like when did human consciousness, when did morals come into play? Like when did it become when did it become less okay to like kill people? Like
When did murder become...
Yeah, when did we stop murdering people?
When did
guys?
murder not become okay? Just asking.
Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
But yeah, so it's just stuff like that where it's just like there's also like extra factors of like when we diverged, like when did consciousness come into play? Because I feel like consciousness plays a lot into that whole like uncanny valley system.
But it might have fed into consciousness, even whether we had that or not. That maybe that primal fear still kind of carried over, so that primal fear could have existed before consciousness. I'm not sure how scientifically sound that is, but it might be possible. Maybe I don't know
Shit.
But who was it? Oh fuck, I forgot his name. The guy who wrote the Golden Compass trilogy had a whole like theory, and basically he wrote his fantasy novels around this theory that dust is what gave human consciousness. Not dust as in like, oh, ew, gross, run my hand over the counter. It's like
from dust we came, into dust we shall return, right?
Kind of. It's kind of like the idea, but dust is kind of like this cosmic thing that, kind of...
Stardust.
Yeah, kind of.
Carbon, baby.
Yeah, and that was like his theory for like how humans became conscious when dust first reached Earth from the outer reaches of space or something like that. And I was like, it's kind of an interesting theory. I mean, who knows? Obviously, you can't, obviously nothing's off the table at this point. We don't know enough yet. But I was like, that'd be kind of interesting if, like, it's just kind of like, bang, like consciousness all of a sudden. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. Like, evolution stuff like this has always been very, like, interesting to me because it's like, you start at one point and then somehow you end up with something else. And it's like, just like tiny little steps, like, all along the line that just, like, eventually lead into, like, a completely different thing. Like,
yeah.
What, dinosaurs the fucking chickens? Like,
yes.
What happened?
Yes.
how did that happen? Like, what was the first instance in which like a dinosaur like laid an egg, and then a fucking like chicken as we know it came out? You know,
it definitely takes time.
Oh
to
yeah,
get to that
but it's
point.
just like
it's everything else is just a whip in the middle, a work in progress.
Yeah, because it's like another thing to think about is like these it's all mutations and stuff, right? And so it's like, at what point did the mutations become like physically present, and why weren't they killed?
Right.
Because a lot of the times, like if something was like mutated or like seen as like less able or whatever, like they would kill it. Like runts of the litters are usually just eaten.
Yeah, well, it depends, because if that mutation is advantageous or is beneficial for one reason or another, then whoever doesn't have that mutation dies off. You know what I mean? Like vice versa. So mutation isn't necessarily a bad thing.
I was just assuming that, like, I don't know,
That's a
fucking
bad
wild
thing?
animals just like will eat the shit out of something that doesn't look like itself.
Mm.
Oh my god, okay, Valley.
I don't know if.
Wow, that one really tastes like plastic.
That's weird. I'm still not getting plastic. Maybe you have an evolutionary trait that allows you to detect it better.
Maybe we have COVID.
Alright, I gotta go with it. Yeah, I think. Well, the way I studied it, the way like it made sense to me was like birds. You know, birds evolutionarily speaking. You know, Darwin's finches. Why were their beaks so different? Like, why were some like really thick and like chunky, and why were some really thin? And it depended on that food source, really.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever had that mutation had more access to food and more access to fuck. So, yeah. So, you know, it's all kind of, it all is very much very influenced by the environment, you know? Because whoever didn't, like, for example, the chunky bills, you know, finches with the chunkier bills could have access to, like, harder seeds, you know, broadening what they could eat, you know, not just, like, the softer seeds, but hey, I can also eat this
Not
too.
little bitch seeds.
Yeah, and this guy with the smaller beak, he can't touch it. So I'm gonna have better odds of surviving because I have this extended range or extended access to food that my rival does not. So it's very much environmental, but also very much like a arms race too.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's very much like, you know, it happens like not in the blink of an eye. Obviously not for us humans, but in terms of like Earth time, it really does kind of happen quickly. That mutation is kind of propagated, I think, much more quickly in animals than in humans, for sure, because, you know, we only give birth to 1 or 2 kids, usually. I mean, this is, you know, speaking as someone who lives in America and, you know, other countries, you know, some people have more kids than that. But usually, you know,
I don't
that's...
know, look up fucking, those, like, 5 different TLC shows where they're just popping kids out like fucking nothing.
That's true. But, you know, I guess, you know, I think, like, we're definitely not, like, animals that can just keep producing babies. Like, not, keep producing, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have litters.
Taxing for us?
Yeah, I think it's a lot more taxing on the human body versus animals who are able to periodically raise litters or have a clutch, you know, like 3 or 4 eggs at a time, whereas usually we can only give birth to 1 baby at a time. So it's a lot easier for animals to more quickly kind of spread that mutation if it's advantageous. So, yeah, I don't know, I'm just trying to explain the dinosaur to the chicken. That definitely did not happen as quick as, you know, Darwin's finches, but, you know, it took a lot longer to get to that point. But, you know, something about the chicken's environment too, and also they were domesticated, so, you know, that also played a factor into their evolution.
That's fair, yeah.
So that's why a chicken looks like that. Yeah.
I was just imagining like a dinosaur gives birth to an egg, right?
Mm-hmm. And a chicken comes out.
And then just like a chicken comes out. Like, why wouldn't they just kill that chicken like on site? Because they're like, what the fuck is that? But then like it also just clicked that chickens were domesticated, and so I think that with that in mind, like, that gave them room to like propagate themselves instead of just like dying out in the wilderness because they get. Because what the fuck does a chicken do? You know.
And also, I don't think. Also, sorry, babe. I don't think the line from. I think chickens are more closely related to like Archaeopteryx, the little winged guys with feathers that you see, dinosaurs.
Same thing.
So I think it makes more sense for. But I think those guys are also related to T-Rexes and whatnot. So I think the jump was less, you know,
less drastic.
Less drastic. It's definitely like T-Rex, and then, you know, smaller feathered.
T-Rexes
bipedal, you know.
T-Rexes gave birth to a chicken. Other T-Rexes were like, y'all seeing this?
Yeah. But yeah, normally parents will kill their baby if it's not up to evolutionary
that's what I was thinking. But then like I realized that chickens are domesticated, and so I was like, oh wait, if they were domesticated, then there was probably nothing to kill them.
Yeah, it took even longer to get them to
but it was
like
also
chickens.
more assured.
Yeah, they probably look like a basic like fowl, like that you'd see running out in the wild, and then humans were like, egg?
I could eat that.
Food? Yeah. So, yeah. Evolution. Just Really cool stuff. I almost got a D in that class, but I got a C. Whew.
I never
Yeah.
took it.
I did get a D in genetics though, which was fucking a travesty at the time. Fuck genetics. Joanna Englehart, if you're watching the stream. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know, going back to Uncanny Valley. I think our theory, our theory about multiple humans competing and kind of fighting over the same resources, I think might be the reason why humans are scared of things that look like humans, but not exactly
Yeah, I think
humans.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's not just people, though. I was going to mention my birds, my little budgies. Yeah. Because we introduced the little plastic bird to my my little parakeets at home, and they were terrified, totally terrified of that for like the first few months, and then they kind of warmed up to him. We call him Jeff, the plastic bird. So it's not just people, I think, that or humans that experience Uncanny Valley. I think maybe more what we would call intelligent animals to our standards. I think all animals have a very extensive base intelligence, but I guess in humans terms, if we look at more intelligent animals like birds, they will look at something that looks a lot like a bird and be like, fuck that, that's
but they'll
not
attack it, right?
they wouldn't even look at it, they didn't even touch it, they were like,
Oh, they just stayed away from
they
it?
stayed away. They completely like alienated Yeah, and I'm wondering,
Interesting.
I mean, again, I don't know if it's just birds, but yeah.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about like monkeys and stuff, like specifically that instance where they like dropped a little symbol monkey inside, and then they just like adopted it.
Yeah.
So like, why wasn't there a semblance of like Uncanny Valley there? Why did they start taking care of it?
Maybe because wait, no, parakeets are social. Never mind.
Because I'm thinking like
Let's see.
monkeys obviously like have their own little like families and like herds and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but will they like willingly accept like other random bodies that they find?
I don't know. Yeah, it might be different. Might be different maybe different kinds of intelligences too, or
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, or I know they're both parakeets and most monkeys are pretty social, but I think monkeys are even more social. Like they have like a social hierarchy, they very much depend on each other for security and resources and survival. Parakeets also are very social, but they don't really depend on each other as much, if that makes sense. They feed together for safety in numbers, but there's no social hierarchy. There's not like a top male or there's no top female or what have you. It's a lot more rudimentary. So maybe that's why. Maybe because they have like a more detailed social hierarchy, they're able to,
Yeah, because what I was just thinking of was like maybe what it is like not really like a survival of the fittest kind of thing, but like a survival of like the family. And so they'll they saw the symbol monkey and they were like, this little dumb fuck can't help himself. And so they tried to help it survive.
Yeah, whereas most other animals, even if they are social, usually they leave the weaker behind. Yeah. I think that's true for parakeets. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
But May stole my heart, so she's the only parakeet.
I was listening to that podcast, and at one point I forgot like who they were talking about. I think there was like a serial killer or something that was like put in jail, and they allowed him to have like a single bird with him.
Oh.
And I guess it was a budgie, and so it was like listed as a budgie. And then they were reading, it and they were like, "What the fuck is a budgie?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What the fuck is a budgie?"
Because I think I'm the only one that calls them budgies.
Oh really?
I think
because I know that like budgergar or whatever the fuck and parakeet are like interchangeable.
They're interchangeable, but most people in America I think are like, parakeet, yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's a parakeet, whereas I think Australian and UK people are like budgerigar.
Budgerigar.
Yeah.
Fuck off. My brother is hot? Is this my brother? Are you talking about my literal girlfriend?
Budgies are
Or are you talking about my actual brother?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna. They look a little fucked up.
Yeah, these like have like cracked by like the eyes, so they kind of look like this one looks like he's angry. This one looks like he's sad.
He angry. El muchacho.
Budgies are cute. one of Andrea's birds shit on my hands once because I like picked it up and I was like fucking around with it, and I was like trying to do a thing where like you pick them up and then you like turn them around so they're just like suspended backwards, and then I like put them back into the cage, and I was like, oh, I've been shitted on.
And I saw it. I feel like I remember this. I have memory of
I
this.
don't know. I think it was just telepathy.
Yeah, a little budgie tail. That's so cute. Oh yeah, I need your opinion on this.
Actually, let me drag this. I don't know why the fuck it's all the way over here because there's nothing on this screen, so we
Oh.
might as well just make this text larger. What the fuck?
Okay. What was I going with it? Okay, I need your opinion. Because when I do that to my birds, when I flip them on their stomach, they're a little bit like, they kind of chill for a second, and then they're a little bit like dazed, maybe like hypnotized, a little bit, and you know, that's when I like take my opportunity to rub their bellies, you know, do the cute little rubby belly thing. And my sister says it's mean. My sister said they don't like it. And I'm like, I get that they're dazed, you know, they might be a little confused, but they're just kind of chilling on their back. Does it necessarily mean they dislike it? I don't know.
I think. I think it's hard to say if they like or dislike it. I think that it's just kind of like it's an unfamiliar sensation for them, and so they're just kind of like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" But I don't think it's.
I'm an asshole to my
You are.
parakeets.
No,
Okay,
I'm just-
well, I'll be back same time next week.
But yeah, I think it's just like because birds don't usually fly in positions that would turn them upside down, you know. And so when you like turn them upside down, then they're just like, "What? This is not a feeling that I'm used to."
Yeah.
And so they
Yeah.
like try to get out of it because I think the idea is, I don't know what's going on, so I'm gonna try and get out of here. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not hurting them. I don't think.
Give them bow scritches.
Yeah, and then if they like get out of my hand, they get out of my hand. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop them from getting out of my hand.
The little kickies.
Yeah, especially when I sold, because their little feet are like in the air.
She's just like,
Yeah. Yeah, she kicks. I'm like, you're so stupid. What are you kicking?
she's
Yeah.
trying to kick your fingies.
She's trying to maul me, probably. Probably thinking about how one day she's gonna just murder me in my sleep.
One day I'm gonna snap.
She really is. She's really gonna snap. Yeah, probably. At this point. At
I'm
this rate.
surprised May hasn't snapped yet.
Oh yeah, she snaps. She snaps.
She just vents it on my finger.
Yeah, she does that to Diego too, and Diego like will bleed. He's like, "Well, it happened again," and I was like, "Well, I don't know
She's
why
got little
you let
soft
her."
fingies.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know why you let her. You know, you don't have to let her keep chewing, because if she keeps chewing, yeah, she's gonna break the skin. So I have evil budgies in case no one gleaned this, but yeah.
Yeah, the oldest one like just always chills like by the side of the cage on like a little like pole in the middle. And so every time I come in, I'll just like poke my finger in, and like there's no like you know, there's no like investigating it or anything. It's just like as soon as my finger is in, like I'm just immediately being attacked. It's like it's like she's teething, except she's like 80 and chewing on my finger.
She's 80 in human years, I think.
She's old as shit.
She's really old. She's a little grandma budgie.
She's a little grandma budgie, but that's okay.
Yeah. She's the best. And Maya, the other day, she was like, "Wow, you're right, Andrea. I never noticed."
Can I get my bottle with the straw in
yeah.
there?
Wait, this one? The big one?
The big one, yeah.
Let me see.
Not the huge one.
Oh.
Just the black
wait.
one.
Oh, I see it. Wait, the black one.
Oh, sorry, there's two black ones. The one with the straw.
Oh, let's see. I think it's this one.
Not that one.
No? Oh, wait, is it the pink one? This one? Not the pink one.
Is the black one not there?
I might
Oh,
be a
sorry,
little
it's
blind.
right under you.
Oh,
My bad.
no, that's fine.
Hey, Plush. Long time no see. Welcome back.
Okay, cool. What was I talking about? I have evil birds. Oh no, Maya was saying how she never noticed how pretty May is, and I was like, we've literally had her for 10 years.
May's gorgeous.
Yeah. She's a little creature. A little creature, a little baby.
A little baby.
A little baby.
She just likes to chew on fingers. It's fine.
She wants to taste human flesh and blood, but that's normal.
She has snap.
I think that's normal for every bird. So
I think it's fair.
yeah,
We all want a little taste of
she's
human flesh.
vibing. She's vibing.
I too want a taste of human flesh.
Oh, you already have.
Have I?
No. I'm joking.
I would like to be cracked open like an egg.
Like an egg?
Like an egg.
Like an egg.
Drain me of my flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Since May.
Mm-hmm. Never mind.
Since May, wow. So you've come back to a lot of different things. I've got the green screen now. Every Sunday, I have my lovely girlfriend here to do a little podcast with.
Do a little mini podcast.
And I've got my little shame cube that you guys can't see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just talked about the Uncanny Valley. I don't know if you want me to recap.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think we have to. It's just a podcast.
It was cool.
So it just kind of cruises on.
Mm-hmm.
Press Alt F4 for better video quality. If you press Alt F4, your computer also tells you to go fuck yourself. So, playing Mother 3. Holy shit! So that was a long time ago. I finished like 3 or 4 games, I think, since then.
Probably by now.
Oh yeah, it's been like 4 months.
Quarantine, I think, just really
quarantine has just been
really
beating
robs
ass.
us of time. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's allowing me to, fall into my little system of how things are going with the stream and everything. So I've been able to make everything crisp.
Yeah. A little nest.
Yesterday, the power surged or something in the apartment.
Oh yeah.
And so midstream, my shit just cut off.
Mm-hmm.
I was so mad, and then I had to restart the game I was playing because it froze.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
Yikes! Yeah.
So I had to just because it's visual novel, so I was just mashing the shit onto the click button. I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do? Die? Probably.
No other choice. You either die or you die.
Mm-hmm.
You die or you die.
And my choice was to die.
That's
and
valid.
And I was careful about my choices and shit too, and I ended up fucking dying anyway. At the bad end, I was pissed.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I thought this was the good choice, and it wasn't.
I don't think our power went out, did it?
I think it was something probably with a complex or specifically this apartment. I don't know. I'm not sure what it was.
Gotcha. Because I was like, I think we had power. They brought us a new dryer, Costco, because ours has been broken for the last since June.
Your dryer?
Our dryer. And they barely replaced it yesterday. It was awful. But, I mean, the dryer itself wasn't broken. It was the what do you call it? The handle, the door.
Oh.
It wouldn't stay. And we're like, we've been dealing with this since June.
I thought you guys were using it, though.
Yeah, we're still using it. We just put tape on the door.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that was shitty. I was like, why did we have to put up with that for September? So 5 months? No.
Since
4
when?
months since June. 3 months.
3
3 months.
months.
Yeah, 3 months.
Almost 4, technically, if they
Yeah.
just replaced it.
Just replaced it. Yeah. So where was I going with that? I don't remember. Oh yeah, I was able to dry my laundry, so the power was not out.
Yeah, I don't know. Alex came in, and then he was just like, did the internet just blow? And I was like, yeah, I think so, because my stream was reconnecting and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, I think the power went out for a second because the kitchen light flickered, and then the internet went out, and I was like, yeah, it fucked up my stream, so I don't know.
Yeah. So not me. I'm not impressed. So.
Fine.
I could be though, according to Haley, depending on what college I go to.
That's fair.
Because she was like, we're talking about Humboldt County and how they have an unnaturally or mysteriously high rate of murder in Humboldt County.
I think there was a serial killer that was in Humboldt County.
Yeah, and that's one of my schools is. And she was like, "Well, have fun as a queer Latina lady." And I was like, "I'm gonna be the first to go. I'm gonna be the first to get murdered."
I forgot who it was. Let me Google this.
Sure.
Plush, if you want to draw, what are you drawing on? Are you drawing on a computer or are you drawing on mobile? Humboldt County serial killer.
There's got to be a few at this point, I think.
Was it these guys? I'm like trying to figure out because I think I heard about this also on the podcast.
Probably.
And so I'm
That's
just
where you
trying
get
to
all your true crime.
yeah all my
stuff.
all my literally everything. It's a great podcast.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one.
I don't remember, honestly. I mean, there's probably just a lot. But, who knows?
Mystery.
I don't know. There's Wayne Adam Ford. There's Michael Bear Carson.
There's a few. Humboldt County is apparently not the safest.
Oh, this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
How many people have gone missing in Humboldt County? This was written November 24th, 2019, and since 1975, there have been 165 missing adults. So
I think there's caves
I don't
there
think that's
too.
too bad.
I think there's caves, and the forest is really vast. So I don't think it's that hard to believe that people went missing. Yeah.
An average of 717 people per 100,000 go missing in Humboldt County every year.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, Jesus.
Yeah. So Haley, because I think what did she ask me? She asked me what would be my first choice, and I was like, if I get accepted into all four, and I was like, I really have to look into the location as well, and if I get financial help and all those different factors, all those different boring factors. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Drawn on Mac. You got a $75 drawing tablet. Yeah, I mean, might as well. I don't know too many, like, drawing programs, clients. I don't know. But, you could also probably just find one of those, like, online drawing things where it just gives you, like, a whiteboard and stuff, and then you just fucking go wild on it. There's other programs, but I think they're all paid, like Clip Studio or SAI. Microsoft Paint works. It's free as shit. Wait, no, you're on a Mac. Does Mac?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't think that works.
Unfortunately.
I'm just looking at killers now.
All from Humboldt County or just in general?
Just in general.
Okay. Because I was like, if these are all from Humboldt County, maybe I might have to make a decision.
Yeah, but this guy, Wayne Adam Ford, he literally just walked into a police station, and he was like, I've killed 4 women, and then he pulled somebody's titty out of his pocket.
Titty?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait.
But a lot of serial killers do weird shit with people's titties.
I don't like that.
Ed, like, Geaton, or whatever his name is, I think he's the guy that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff was based off of.
Oh.
He, like, killed women specifically, and, like, skinned them and stuff, and then one of the most famous things that he made was a belt out of nipples.
Out of nipples?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, and then there was another serial killer that, like, when cops, like, broke into his house, like, there were just a titty on the table. Huh. And, like, other pieces of bodies, like, strewn everywhere else, but, like, specifically titty on the table.
That's what the cops remember the most.
Okay, yeah, they were just like, is that a titty? This table got titties?
That's scary.
Serial killers are kind of scary, yeah.
Yeah, no, makes sense.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So, yeah, I'm going to take that into account. If I get accepted into Humboldt, see what happens.
That'd be wild. But, I mean...
If I get murdered and you see my titties on a table, just...
I mean, if you got...
Carry me...
If you got murdered at home, I feel like I would probably also be murdered.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like most of them are... Are they murders? Are they home invasions?
Well...
I don't think...
I don't know. Probably not. I don't think. Usually it's like off the street and stuff.
I'd probably be coming off campus or something.
Yeah, we'll just not do that.
Walking around campus.
I will simply just pick you up.
Take my titties. I wouldn't want you to have them.
No.
Please have them.
I bequeath to you my breast.
In my will, my breasts go to Jeremy.
My. Do we cut them off? What do we do?
They're already there on the table. Yeah.
Your titties are never found.
So I guess we'll see. We'll see. Because weird shit happened in Davis too. And
a lot of weird shit happens everywhere, I think. And like it's like yeah, you're okay, but also like you never know if it's gonna happen to you, so you gotta be safe, gotta be careful.
I mean, it mostly happened with people ODing and drunk people falling into the train tracks. So I was like, I don't fall into any of those, into those groups, so I should be okay.
It's gonna happen to me.
No, it's not. It's not, because you know why? They took away Mojito Night.
Oh, fuck.
So it's not. I can guarantee you that.
I'll just find other ways to get drunk and fall on train tracks.
No, don't fall on train tracks. Sounds like such a painful, horrible. Is it instant though? Is that instant death?
Depends.
Getting cut down by a train?
Depends.
Maybe? I don't know.
If I feel like, because when it's like pulling into the station, it's like obviously it's slowing down and stuff. So if you get hit by it like early enough, then yeah, it's probably instant death. If you're like more towards the end when it's like slowed down like enough, I feel like you run the risk of like fatal injury, but then you still suffer a little bit before you die.
Ugh,
and then there's other people who are just like, I don't know, laying down on the tracks or whatever, and then they just get sliced up.
Yeah. No thanks. Not for. It's a no from me, but yeah. That's why they banned alcohol at picnic day. Well, not because of the guy on the train track specifically, but I think that contributed. See, because a frat guy got like so, you pregame before picnic day usually. So he was already so drunk that when I guess he fell on the street on the way to campus and hit the back of his head on the car.
Oh yeah, you told me this one.
Yeah, and so that's why the staff was like, yeah, we're not going to bring alcohol to campus anymore.
Yeah. That's stuff like that is just, you just draw the shit end of the stick on those.
Yeah, I was like, what are the odds of...
I think when we were at Nobel, I think someone either died or was, like, hospitalized. Because they were, like, fucking around, and, they, like... Or no, I think we were already... I think we were in high school at this point. Okay. And my mom was telling me about it. But, like, some kid was, like, jumping off of, like, the side of a planter to try and, like, land on, like, the curb. Which is, like, a good distance, because you gotta jump, like, the entire length of, like, the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And so he, like, jumped, and then he, like, landed, but he slipped. And so when he slipped, his, like, head, like, hit the
planter?
Not the planter, but, like, I think, like, the curb or the sidewalk or something that was, like, protruding. Yeah. And so it was, I think, like, obviously the ambulance came and, like, grabbed him and everything. There was, like, blood, but I don't know if he died, or I don't know if he was just like severely injured, but it was definitely just like
either or, yeah, thank God, because I was a wacky kid always skating in my neighborhood, so without a helmet that could have happened to me. With
all those other white kids that come out and invade other people's fucking lawns.
Everyone else was white, in our neighborhood, unfortunately.
Well, it's just like every time I drive up the street to your house, like they're just fucking in the street, and I'm like, keep playing, I'll hit you. Don't.
Yeah.
You just get on the sidewalk, idiot.
Which normally, like, I'm like, at least these kids are like, I think they're like 8 or 9, or older. But there was like I don't think they let them out that much anymore. I don't know why. But there was like a 2-year-old. Yeah, there was like a 2-year-old who was always in the middle of the street, and I was like, is there not, like, an adult with him? Because, at least other kids will, like, move, but this fucking kid will, like, run and just stand in front of your car. And I'm like, does he not... I mean, I get it. He's only 2.
Yearns.
Yeah.
He yearns for something he's too young to.
Like, my mom was backing up, and he was just standing there with his scooter, and my mom was like, had to get out of the car and say, like, oh, I'm backing now. You gotta move.
Can you get the fuck out of my way?
He's only like 2 or 3, so if, he's not gonna comprehend, unless someone teaches him. And I'm like, where the fuck are your parents? All right. Yeah, I was like, where the fuck are your parents? Where the fuck? Yeah.
Well, there was one time I was like driving up, and like all the kids were in the street, and their like fucking parents or whatever the fuck were like out, like on their driveways or whatever. And I was like cruising, and then the kids were like, you know, skating across the street and stuff. And like I drive a little bit quickly, but like I slowed down when I saw them enter the street.
Yeah.
And then I saw one of the fucking dads like mad dogging me, and I just didn't even look at him. I was like, I'll kill you too. I do not care.
Yeah.
I do not care.
We've been in our cul-de-sac has been unfortunately colonized.
Disgusting.
Yeah, there are some POC, other POC.
Feels like a crack house.
I live next to a cop too, so I'm always like looking at
And a
him.
crack house.
And a crack house. But I'm always looking at the cop. I'm always like,
good cops are not cops.
yeah. I was like, yeah. So, yeah, not too happy about that. Not too happy about being so many white families. Yeah. Oh well.
It's just like that group of kids in particular that just like fucks up my driving experience, because it's like, why are you here?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I feel bad. I know it's part of it's because I'm just a really nice person, but I think that was also me when I was that age and I would play with the neighborhood kids. I was like 9, 10, 12.
But like, you probably also knew to not be in the middle of the fucking street, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You probably also were not in people's fucking driveways playing Beyblade.
I was.
Are you
I wasn't
serious?
playing Beyblade. I would scooter. You know, I had my scooter and I would just go up people's driveways because I was like,
well, but you wouldn't
I'm
like
not.
stay there.
Sometimes. I guess it depends. Sometimes we sit on the curb in front of people's houses or...
Canceled. You're
yeah,
canceled.
I guess I'm canceled.
You're
Yeah,
canceled.
so I'm like, I get it. I was a little kid. I didn't really give a shit about the rules or, you know, socially acceptable stuff. So I was just like, I don't know. I'm 10. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, my brother and I would always just go down to like the like community park or whatever and just like, you know, play around there. Maybe go to the pool or something.
Sounds like the 1% to
Shut
me.
the fuck
Yeah, 1%. I better get going.
But yeah, that was like we never like
Excuse me.
really went to other people's houses or like, you know, hijacked their fucking driveways or anything, because we was just like, even if like we went outside and we're playing on our street, like it was, we just always confined it to like our house.
Yeah.
Because we're not fucked up.
I guess I was a little back in the day.
We all were. Kids are.
Have you seen that one video? It was like, oh, so what do you remember about like your birth or whatever? And she was like, honestly, I don't remember. I was probably fucked up.
I was
Yeah.
talking to I was talking to Mari the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And,
Mari.
She mentioned, I think it was like Miss Teen, like South Carolina or something.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Miss Teen. Is it this one?
Maybe.
Yeah. So this one was 2007, Kaylin Upton, and like they asked her, recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is? And this is her fucking response. And it just like
Sure,
isn't
yeah.
even a fucking sentence. Yeah, if you
Sure.
want to read it, you can.
Sure.
It's up to you.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere, like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. Or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries. So we will be able to build up our future for our children.
Uh-huh. Did that make any fucking sense to you?
It's like listening to Joe Biden.
Yeah, she just like says things.
Yeah.
And it's just like she goes from like, okay, people in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, and then just completely like derails into talking about like South Africa and Iraq. And it's just like, Miss Ma'am, what the fuck? What did you just say? And then she went on Today's Show, and Today's Show was like, what the fuck did you say? And she was like, I honestly, I don't know.
Probably fucked
Yeah,
up.
honestly, I was kind of fucked
I
up.
was probably fucked up.
I was fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it was just
so
like,
funny.
God.
I think-
Like, yeah, she was like telling me about it, and her partner was like sitting next to her, and I was like looking at it, and I just like completely just like zoned out for a second because I was trying to process like that whole sentence, and I was like, I don't know what I'm looking at, but I don't like it.
Yeah. Very valid, because I would have the exact same reaction.
Well, it's just, I think because, like, they do the whole thing where it's, like, you know, you go into a pageant, you have to, like, practice these, like, you know, buzzwords, basically,
Yeah.
and, like, questions and stuff. And so she's expecting, like, all of these, like, questions and stuff, and then as soon as it's a question that she's, like, not prepared for, she tries to bring it around so that she can talk about the stuff that she, like,
The future
rehearsed.
of our children.
Yeah, the future of our children, fucking talking about, like, Iraq and South Africa. Just
the Iraq and the Asian countries.
Exactly. And so, like, you know, she just doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. But it's, like...
Even... Wait, have you seen Clueless?
A long time ago, I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I was like, even what she said, like, it was so succinct and it made sense. But I don't know, you've probably seen it, like, it memed or gifed or something on Twitter. Where she's like... Where I guess the prompt was, like... Oh, what should Americans do about how do you pronounce it? Haitian refugees? And she was like, well, one time, I'm sorry to embarrass now. One time, my dad was throwing, like, a garden party, and I told people to RSVP, but then some people showed up who definitely did not RSVP. So I was, like, bugging and hauling ass to the kitchen to, like, set up new, like, set up more chairs and make more food. And it was, like, I forgot what she said. She was like, yeah, and it was really stressful. But, like, at the end of the day, you know, it was the more the merrier. So if the U.S. could, like, haul ass to the kitchen, get some more chairs, get some food, I think we can totally party with the Haitian refugees.
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful
I was
stuff.
like, share, you queen. Yeah, and I was like, she could have said something like that. And I would have been like, oh.
She could have.
She could have said the U.S. needs to haul ass and get more maps.
The U.S. needs to get more horse divorce.
Yeah, exactly. For the garden party. Yeah. I think that movie was a cultural reset. I think a lot of movies in that time period.
I think so too.
Like
Also,
Mean Girls.
It also, like, shocks me that Paul Rudd was in Clueless.
Yeah.
And, like, has
love
not
interest.
aged a fucking day, dude.
Yeah, that was him. The movie always kind of weirded me out, though, because he was her ex-stepbrother, and they end up together. And I was like,
That's a
I mean, they're
little
not related, but... And their parents divorced, so, you know...
But still, like, that's
It's
just...
kinda
I feel like
weird,
you just, like, would not be able to do that.
Yeah, I'd be like, you were my brother for, like, a year.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So, a couple things. There's been, like, a few instances that I've, like, read about where people, like... Actually, no, just kidding. I think they were all TikToks. Oops.
Ooh.
But, one of them was, like... Two people are dating, and then their parents start dating. And then it's just, like, you know, justifiably a little bit upset because it's like, okay, I started dating them first, and now because my parents are dating, now we have to break up? Like, that that sucks. And so they're, like, justifiably, like, upset and confused, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. But then there's another one where they're, like, I think they were actively, like, you know, step siblings, and then started, like, being, like, gross with each other. And, like, they, like, post about it and they flex about it, and it's just like, there's
nothing to flex about.
Yeah,
though.
you don't flex that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flex you going to fucking jail.
Yeah. That's too weird. I mean, I know they're not related, but I don't know. It's just too weird.
Fuck. Let me see if I can even find it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause it, like,
Do we want to find it though?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Alpha Familia. Cause, like, the sister in this relationship does, like, this weird, awful fucking thing where she's just, like, she does, like, a baby voice or whatever, but it's, like, so grating and so annoying.
I don't like the implications.
I found it.
Oh, no.
See?
Ayo, siblings that look nothing alike, check.
And they're dating? Oh.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, dude? Gross! That's disgusting!
Yeah, that is gross. Also, he's not that attractive anyways.
Yeah, no, he's not. But, like, he likes to pretend that he's like, oh, alpha as fuck or whatever. And I'm like, sir, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Babe, listen, I need to talk to you. Put the phone away. I'm breaking
See?
up. I'm done.
Yeah.
And she thinks that's cute! Fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
You know,
Sometimes straight people need to be stopped.
sometimes?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
A lot of the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think permanently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just shit like that's fucking so...
Just, and the clueless was weird because I was like, they're not siblings anymore.
Yeah, okay, so like ex step siblings, like I can...
I guess it's a little bit better.
Yeah, I can like
Because they were only
quarter
siblings for like a
vibe
year. You know, they were already like.
It's definitely
Yeah.
a little bit weird. Like, especially like if you have to bring them to like, I don't know, family parties and stuff later, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But it's
Excuse me.
like mildly more acceptable than like being
Actively.
yeah, and especially after already being step siblings and then fucking
Yeah.
bad.
It's a no from me.
Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
just awful.
That one's terrible.
Cause like I got to know like that like couple as like, oh, she's annoying because she does the baby voice, and then someone was like, isn't she the one that fucks her stepbrother? And I was like, she what?
Wait, what's the meme? The what? Like the lady who's like,
I was channeling the SpongeBob one.
oh yeah.
You what?
I think I sent it to you. Where it was like me travels to Egypt, and they were like, oh cool, the 10 plagues haven't happened yet, and Egyptians are like, the what?
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, time traveler. Oh, I gotta go.
Ooh.
You still have to watch Prince of Egypt. Prince of Egypt
I
is
still have to watch a lot of fucking
good
things.
movie. Really, really visually and audibly,
Audibly, I think.
stunning movie.
I don't know. I don't know why I haven't like felt like consuming anything new except
Yeah, it's okay.
just rewatching JoJo. JoJo.
Sorry, I'm back on my Good Place bullshit.
No, you're
This
fine.
season 4.
Did you finish it?
No, I got like Maya finished it, I think, without me, but
Jesus.
I watched I think the first 3 episodes.
How many are there? 10?
12, I
12?
think. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
JoJo.
Place is so good.
JoJo's even better.
Is it? I don't know. Good Place holds a very special place in my heart. So you
Good Place is really
you gotta
good.
mean that. You
but
gotta mean it.
I just like listen. JoJo's rotted my brain like through and through. It's just, like I can't think of anything without being like, is that JoJo?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, poison. You know,
Yeah.
like BoJack.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just
true.
it's like it just grabs hold and never lets you go. It's
Mhm.
good. It's good. There's some parts
That's
of it that are like meh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like parts 1 and 2 are like meh.
Yeah.
Part 3 on. And I think part 6 is rumored to like be coming soon. I think because they
Okay.
like August 30th they like registered like a new website domain and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's something coming, but we don't know if it's part 6 or not.
Okay.
Part 6, good. Part 7, good. Part 8, not caught up, good.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I can catch up before Kipo.
Oh, you will.
Kipo comes back and Ruby, because then when Ruby comes back, that's all I'm gonna be thinking about until January. I'm sorry. I guess what JoJo did to you, Ruby does to me every time it comes
See?
back. Yeah.
But JoJo stays. It never
Yeah.
leaves. You don't have to
Yeah.
wait for the next part. It's just always there, you know? Just calls to you.
Yeah. No, I know.
See? JoJo brainwash solidarity. Thank you, Cam.
Yeah. So hopefully I'll catch up before then. Before I'm back on that bullshit. I guess.
It's okay, we will.
Maybe.
will.
Maybe.
No, we will.
Wait, I don't even know when it's coming out. And Onyx Equinox is coming out to...
Kibo, I think, is October sometime, right?
Kipo is October, Onyx Equinox is November, Ruby is November. So I'm just going to be bombarded
Okay, so we'll
for a
just...
little bit.
Let me see.
Mhm.
When does Kipo come back? 'Cause-
October 12th.
Oh, October 12th?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, did I not say that?
You just said October. I didn't hear the 12th
Oh,
part.
sorry. My bad.
Well, we've got... How many days are in September? 30, right?
30. Yeah, 30.
So we've got 15 days to finish JoJo. We can do that. We can do that. Yeah, because we got... Well, I mean, 15 days including today.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
I guess 14 days, because if it comes out on the 12th, then you would want to watch it on the 12th. So 14 days.
Perhaps. I'm probably going to have to wait because it's the week before GRE as well. So that week's just going to have to be full stop week.
The
for
Joe
me.
Stars, they call your name.
I'm going to have to be on... I'm going to have to be Kim. I'm going to have to pull Kim that week.
Yeah.
I'd be like, sorry. GRE brain rot time, I guess.
The GRE
before,
brain rot.
unless I kill myself before them, which is highly likely.
But, like, don't do that, though.
I could.
But don't.
I've
But,
thought about
like,
it.
don't.
I thought of how easy it would be.
I mean, you know, the human death is not, like, the most difficult thing to come by.
I'll go to grad
but
school as a
don't.
ghost.
Just, like,
As
don't.
a ghost.
Just
I'll go as a
don't.
ghost.
If you die, you can't watch JoJo.
If I'll get watched as a ghost.
No, you can't.
No, why
JoJo needs
not?
to be experienced when you're alive because it makes you feel alive. You want to be a ghost and you want to feel
Maybe-
alive and then
hey,
just
maybe
regret
it'll bring
everything?
me back. Who knows?
No.
I'll be a ghost. I'll be a ghost. I thought about it.
Mm.
I already thought about it. It's too late.
You cannot come back to life. There's literally a line somewhere in JoJo, I think it's part 4, that says that anything that dies can never be brought back.
Well,
Do they go against that line like multiple times? Yes. Is that
There you
important?
go,
No,
yeah.
it's not important.
I'll just be a ghost. A little,
No.
a little grad school ghost. Like
Just-
Casper.
Like haunt the halls and stuff. People are
Yeah,
gonna be like,
going
oh,
to class.
West Wing's kind of fucked up. There's a lot of stuff that goes on over there. And you're just going to be like, I'm just trying to study, man.
Yeah, this is my lab. Excuse me?
See?
gonna
Cam
be
says
me.
stay alive for Jolene. Jolene is our lesbian Joestar icon.
Oh, okay.
She's gay. Stay alive for her.
I don't know. The GRE is just, it's looming. It's looming. It's up there.
But Jolene's gay.
yeah, it's true.
Well,
But
so
still.
are all of them, actually.
I was going to say, I was like, is that isolated? I don't think
No,
it is.
they're all pretty gay.
Yeah. The GRE
Uh,
takes me out first. I just want you guys to know I did my best.
no.
It might take me out for a little bit.
Nope.
It's gonna take me out. I have
No.
a feeling.
I'm going to drag you out.
It's gonna take me.
I'm going to pull an Orpheus
does-
and go kick Hades' ass and
If it-
drag you out of hell myself.
If it doesn't take me, Greg will. Greg will take me.
Listen, Jolene was almost canonically lesbian. And then...
Canonically, why did they not go through?
Because the publishers were like, you can't do that because Japan's homophobic.
If it's homophobic, babe, why do I want to watch it?
Well, it's not homophobic because
Oh.
she still, you know, is like super into her
Mhm.
her partner. And then they were just gonna make the person that she like ends up with
Mhm.
also a girl, and that's why like in the beginning like that person is very like feminine, and then like as it continues and as he like develops as a character, he becomes more like masculine and stuff, and it's still just like, eh,
Yeah.
no one likes him anyway. So
She does though.
no, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
Okay.
She's out here for her sexy. I don't know what ethnicity she is, but her sexy
It's kinda
POC partner.
It's kind of racist.
Listen, I don't know what the fuck kind of last name is Costello.
It's racist.
Shut the. I'm being slandered on my own stream.
It almost sounds Italian. Or
Oh.
Spanish. Definitely European.
See, this is her.
Okay.
They're gay. Your Honor, gay. Oh, Mexican American.
Oh, okay. It sounded more like European, like Costello. Because in How to Get Away with Murder, there's Lauren Castillo.
Your Honor. Your Honor, they're gay. Your Honor, they're lesbians.
Good for them. They're all topless now.
Your Honor.
Yeah. I'll get there. Eventually.
Anna
if I'm not
Sweet,
dead.
yeah, Anna Sweet gargle my fucking cock and balls challenge. And
Oh,
she
yeah,
sucks.
Castillo's a pretty last name.
Castillo is, yeah.
There's a character on that show who's very notorious. The actress was very notorious because of the way she pronounced it. It was like Castillo?
Wait, which show?
How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh.
She said it like Castillo, like with a J. And I was like, why am I what? Yeah, she was also lesbian, so.
See?
Parallels.
Gay.
There are parallels.
Your Honor, Jolene Cujo of Florida. Gay.
Good for them.
I'm excited for us to catch up, and then I can. I don't know. You can read the manga if you want.
Maybe, because my reading list is so long
I know.
already. I'm only a third of the way with, not even a third of the way with One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
And after that, I have to watch Nurse Ratched.
Yeah, but then also like you've got to like I don't know. I feel like reading like manga and stuff online is
So
not-
hard.
Yeah,
It's so hard for me. It's hard for me
Yeah.
to read stuff online.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you can read it if you want, but I mean, because if you wanted to like read it like in book form, we'd have to go like get and like buy like all these
Yeah.
box sets and stuff, and they're probably
Probably.
expensive.
Perhaps.
Do it for the
Perhaps.
Joestars.
I have to simp like
Simp like me?
Speedwagon.
Speedwagon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Simpeedwagon.
Drop this king.
I want to give
Yeah.
give Speedwagon a little smooch
Little smack.
on his face scar.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he deserves.
Yeah. That's what he deserves.
We all
Really?
need a friend like Speedwagon.
Mm-hmm. the part with his stomach or something.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what a king!
He really is. I don't know what the fuck that is. Selective recording? What the fuck?
I don't know.
But yeah, where he's like, give me your hand, sir. I'll warm it with my red hot tumby.
My abs.
And Zappelli's like crying.
Marry-
I've never had anyone
Is
do this
a
for me before.
proposal? Are you asking me to marry you?
He's like, no.
It's like, I'm saving myself.
For Jonathan. Do you see him? Yeah. He's right there.
Why do you think I feel so hot right now?
I'm hot and bothered.
He was horny.
They're all horny.
They're all a
Except
little
Jonathan.
horny.
Jonathan's
But
like the
I think
least
too
horny.
pure, or not pure, but like
Jonathan's
he's very like
boring.
he's very innocuous.
He's just
He's very oblivious.
yeah. I think the like creator of JoJo actually said that like Jonathan is also his like least favorite because he made him too nice.
That's so sad.
I mean, like it's not that he like doesn't like him, but it's just like
Yeah,
you know
the
the
least
other
favorite.
the other Joestars just have like more character besides like the nicest bitch alive, and it's like all right, yeah, fuck Jonathan.
It's like that post on Tumblr that's like, oh, when you care more about the background characters versus the main character.
Oh, that happens
And
a
it's
lot.
someone like crying in the foreground, and there's someone in the back like dancing.
That's part one.
Yeah.
Also, part one's only like 9 episodes.
But there's 26 on
It's because season 1 is split into part 1 and part 2.
Oh, so is that season 1 and 2?
Mm-mm.
Okay, never mind.
Season 2 is
Whoop.
part 3.
Okay. Oh.
Because JoJo's
Okay.
split into parts.
Mm.
So there's like
Yeah.
part 1, which focuses on Jonathan Joestar. Part 2 focuses on Joseph Joestar. Part 3 is Jotaro Kujo, etc., etc., etc. So each part focuses on a different like JoJo.
Yeah, this is just like Sailor Moon.
Yeah. Sure. It's like Homestuck
Inspiration.
almost.
Yeah, it's like Homestuck and Sailor Moon.
Jonathan is the most normal. Have you seen his fucking thighs? Shut up.
But they made him normal though in the later season or arcs or
Did they?
parts. Isn't that what you said? Part 4 and 5 and on.
Oh
they
no,
were kinda
Jonathan
normal?
specifically.
Oh.
Jonathan specifically has
Doesn't
thighs the
change?
size of the fucking moon. Well, Jonathan dies, so
Oh right. Yeah.
he's literally like where we are. He's gonna die in like 2 episodes.
He came so far too.
No, he didn't. He didn't do shit.
He
didn't even
breathed
succeed.
underwater.
Jonathan
He sipped
said
the air underwater.
He was
It
like,
really cool.
He was like, I'm gonna kill Dio, and then like doesn't even succeed. Dies for fucking nothing.
Well, if
Fuck
you,
Jonathan.
If you stand for nothing. No, never mind. I was gonna make a Hamilton quote, but
Oh.
if you stand for nothing, what will you fall for? You know.
Everything? If you stand
No.
for nothing.
If you stand for nothing, then what will you fall for? Nothing.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah, besides his
Lin-Manuel
monster
Miranda
body.
comes in.
Ugh, bites his
Bites
lip.
his lip, yeah. Ugh. Gross.
I should put that picture behind us.
Oh, no, don't. I'll buy that picture for you.
Please
For $70,
fucking don't.
I will buy that picture for you.
Let me see if I can actually find the worst picture I've ever seen.
Of Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Yeah. It's an edit, but it's bad.
Oh, no.
You might be lucky. I might not be able to find it.
I might have seen it.
Oh, you're lucky.
I've been spared.
Damn. Basically, it's like that. It's like that face, you know, the Lin-Manuel Miranda face, where he's like biting his lip, and then it's like edited onto somebody else's like body, and so he looks like, quote unquote, like ethnic. Yeah, I know it's
Ethnic? But he's Puerto Rican.
I know, but he just like is like darker and stuff. He looks maybe like I don't know. I don't know what he looks like. But he's like darker skinned, like his hair is like cropped and stuff, and it's just like very like fuckboy-ish. And the caption on the picture says something like like I'm gonna punish you, kitten, or something. And he's like biting his lip. It's awful. It's the worst fucking picture I've ever seen.
That sounds disgusting.
If I can find it, I'll show it to you.
Don't.
You're like, help, please.
I'm gonna blink once if I need help.
But yeah. Probably wrap up.
Sure.
So you can do your geometry.
I'm too lazy.
Well, you have to, so.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna talk in that baby voice. That
Just end the stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you have to. You gotta do your geometry. I'll help you a little bit, and then afterwards you can watch a little bit more JoJo.
Oh no, I don't know.
You don't know about JoJo?
I don't know about me. One's
Oh,
out of the
fair.
window.
You gonna go talk to those little cats?
What cats?
The little cats that I sent you a picture of last night?
Oh yeah.
Give them little kiss.
I'll visit them as a ghost.
Give them little rubs. Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap up here. We like derailed conversation significantly, but I mean I feel like the whole point of this podcast.
How it
We just
goes.
do whatever the fuck we want because this is my house, my stream. We play by my rules. Here's some little fun info things for you. You can follow me in my social media. If you want my Discord, just type in !Discord because that's how we do commands. I'll do it for you because I'm for the people. Look at that. Wow. Game streams Saturday and Monday means tomorrow we're continuing on with
What are you playing?
I don't remember. The nonary games. This shit's hard as fuck, actually. It's actually not that bad, but I hear the
You
later
complain.
ones are hard.
Yeah.
It's fun. I get to think. Look,
Is that what you got that for?
no, I've had this for like a while, but
Oh.
like starting from like yesterday, I've took notes.
Limits. You gotta be tested on limits. No.
No, this is for somebody
Imagine.
else. But I would, like all of that is just notes for the fucking game. Are you kidding me? What
It
game do you have
checks
to
out.
take notes for? It's fun. It feels it's so much fun though.
I did in Big Brain Academy. I took notes.
God, I don't even remember what I did for Big Brain Academy.
It
I
was
just
fun.
suffered. But yeah, no. I just like to think, I guess. Look, it looks like I'm bald. I think
The lighting, probably.
I think that might
Take it
actually just
apart.
be my scalp.
Takes that part.
But yeah, game streams Saturday and Monday, so we'll be here tomorrow. Or I'll be here tomorrow. Podcast streams every Sunday, so we'll be here again next week, all at 12 p.m. unless otherwise stated. And if you follow me on my social media, that will be where you'll find the otherwise stated. So thanks all for coming in. Don't worry about it, Rambo. As long as you're here, I appreciate it. But I'll see you all tomorrow with more nonary games. Bye.
Bye.